Hi, I'm live. I decided to do. I got this stuff in my hair. I put something on. Okay, I woke up early because I had this on my heart, and usually I don't go live all the time like I've been. I went twice yesterday, but today I'm about to go once, and later on I probably will because I actually have topics to actually talk about. So this one is like the stigma behind mental illness. And I wanted to do this because I suffer with some, I'm sure plenty of other people do, because this world is so chaotic that we suffer from all kinds of stuff: depression, mental stress, mental everything, breakdowns. But we really don't talk about mental illness and the stigma behind it, because everybody's so quick to judge mental illness, and they say, oh, just let them fall off the world, let them die, you know what I'm saying, because they're not impaired with their life or mentally there, you know what I'm saying? It'd be some stupid stuff all the time. And honestly, that's like breaking down 6-7 million people of the US and saying, oh, forget y'all aren't worthy of your life. It really said on CNN one time that 6 million people had to go to the hospital. And you know what I said? I was like, is that because of war or some other junk? I really felt uncomfortable about that, because I said it's a big group of people. There's not a lot of people in this world. So for them to all break down mental illness as millions are at the hospital, I felt concerned, one. And two, I felt like, okay, maybe it's something about everybody's life, whether it was about COVID or weed or something, you know what I'm saying? So I was trying to justify why it was like that. But let's break down mental illness before I get to the whole stigma area about it. Mental illness was basically talked about since the early European times. And I mean, like brainiac times, whether they can mathematically equate things, or something about, like not just being smart, just being, different. You know what I'm saying? They would say that just because you were different, that you basically weren't there. You know what I'm saying? That your life wasn't fitting into a category of everybody else's life. That it was always somebody else, or you got that from somebody else, or you are thinking weird type thing. So they would claim everybody had mental illness and mental stress and all kinds of other things. And it's basically because they were different. So Sigmund Freud, which is German, may I exactly say that, out of Europe, came up with the whole concept of mental illness. The thing about it was, I read up on the earlier, because I wanted to be a natural health consultant. So naturally, I wanted to help people feel better naturally as well as medically, because I feel like it's a balance of both, and you're capable of living good if you balance both lives. But that's a new study out now. But basically, early European times, they would use aromatherapy. They would use some other types of things to make people feel better and different. Because those earlier times, it stress came from anything and everything, but you had to be the best. You had to go out here and fight all odds. And I'm sure they didn't have Seagram Freud yet. I'm calling Seagram. I'm sure like Seagram's. But I'm sure they didn't have Freud yet until later. So what I think is how we gonna let another country tell us that everybody got mental illness and that it's over type thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, how we gonna let other countries dictate? That went through my mind, one. And two, Freud basically said that like anything that was out the box or not there was basically mental illness. They try to claim everything was mental illness. You know what I'm saying? Like how I do certain things, how you live, how you act. You know what I'm saying? If you just wasn't in that category of, what do you call that? If you're not in that category of things that, and stereotypes is a big one, because they stereotype you to be a certain group of people, a certain group of character, so that they can better understand who you are as a person. And I analyze people all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, maybe it's just something happening in their family. Maybe it's something like that. Maybe that's what psychiatrists really do. But they don't really analyze everything. You know what I'm saying? They don't analyze a bunch of stuff. Like, we could really be going through a world crisis, honestly, and what would we do? You can't blame Seagram, Freud. You can't blame them, and you can't blame anybody else, and then you can't blame weed. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, if we ever had a problem in the world and we had to look to something else, what would we look to? You know what I'm saying? But enough with that. I think they get what I was saying. But I guess when it comes to stereotypical types or things like that, or the stigma of everything, people really hate people that are not livable. And they kind of hate handicapped people, which is bad. Because when you get to a certain age, it's almost like everybody needs medication. Like after 35 and up, it's like Prozac, medication for menopausal women. I'm 35. I'm on medicine. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm on medicine because I've probably been out here, all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, it's just like, this is the world we live in. You know what I'm saying? This is the junk we have to live by. That we need medical marijuana, we need pills, we need substances. And for people that hate on people so much for living that way, you know what I'm saying? It's really stupid. You know what I'm saying? Because you're running around, oh, it's mental illness. Oh, she ain't nothing. Or, oh, what? She ain't about her life no more. And it's so stupid. It's like, educate yourself on that. Educate yourself on anything. Because mental illness can be anybody. It can be any one person. It can be anything. You know what I'm saying? You can be just disabled or suffering from something. And why would you get mad at the people suffering? Or why would you get mad at the people suffering? The people that are mentally deprived of their life. You know what I'm saying? Handicapped. Why would you get mad at anybody that can't help anything? And I think they get mad about their tax bills, their taxes. You know, honestly, if we didn't have Social Security in a minute, or if it's gone, you know what I'm saying? What are we going to do? Because that's everybody's security. You know what I'm saying? And when you get sick and disabled, you are able to take out your Social Security and use it at your discretion. And you can use it at any time. And the thing of it is, people get so mad, like you get 2, 3 checks. I get 1 check. You know what I'm saying? And that's the money I paid into. And I've been working since 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? And even before that. But it's like, you know, when you have, I can go work at any time. I've worked before plenty of times. But the thing of it is, like, people get so mad and jealous and hateful, and they're not making no money on their own. And I've heard of programs that they had to help people that don't have any money, you know, programs to also help them, you know, get their life together. And they probably are working on things so where, you know, you can do certain things. And I've heard about them giving people a certain amount of money each month if they have to go file. And usually if you file for unemployment, they usually give you the money at all times, especially if you've worked before. So you don't have to really be fired or quit. You know what I'm saying? You can really go collect unemployment, you know? But I guess people just don't see that mental illness is mental illness, you know? It's not something that people, you know, should frown upon or say, whatever, like that person is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if they are, maybe if they aren't, maybe they're struggling through things. Maybe it's just a certain thing happening to them. It's sad, you know, nobody wants to go through stuff. Nobody wants to feel bad ever. And I've did a lot of coping, and I'm sure certain other people have, you know, about how to cope with their life, how to feel better. I just, you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm different, and you know, maybe it was things that I didn't know about in my past, present, and future that I was gonna live like, or what I had going on ever. You know, I'm a real decent person. I'm a real good girl. I try to live as close to the Bible as possible, you know, but in the cruel world that we live in, cool and cruel at the same time, I think people just don't understand, you know. And parents exactly don't understand. And it's hard when you're older and you're trying to make money and you're trying to do all this. Certain parents are with it, certain parents aren't, about growing, developing, seeing their children past what they got to do. And it's really sad, you know what I'm saying? Parents really don't understand. but adults do, and you have to make them a believer, and you got to make yourself a believer in who you are as a person. But I don't like the whole stigma behind it. I don't like feeling inadequate. I don't like people prejudging me or saying false things. And laughing at that, you know what I'm saying? It's not a laughing matter at all. And just because you think it's like a malfunction to their life, that's not the type of. I mean, it's plenty of people with problems, you know what I'm saying? And there's plenty of people that need help that haven't said nothing, And they're going around smoking weed every day, doing drugs on the street. They really known about the people that were homeless. They really checked them into the hospital to see if they were okay and to get them some help. It was one point where they found out majority of the people on the street were mentally disabled. You know what I'm saying? So when you really think about it, it's like maybe people actually do need help, or maybe people actually do need something, some type of substance or something. You don't know. Women, all these women that are beautifully inbound, Prozac, everything, you know what I'm saying? People out here on real medication, on drugs, everything, And they're trying to cope, and I wouldn't be surprised, or alcohol, I wouldn't be surprised about anything. But I wanted to just talk about that. I'm getting tired. I'm about to lay it down again. Sorry. Y'all have a good day, and I wish y'all the best later on. And I'll holler. All right. Bye. I hate my mouse. I got a new mouse. How many people on this one? Okay. Yay. I'm going to end this.